which made me start to think, well, okay, how exactly did the Civil War start? I was fuzzy on that. I was never a Civil War buff. And so I just kind of aimlessly started looking into online repositories of antebellum collections of records. Now, ordinarily, my MO would have been at this point to have gone to some archive, jumped into some physical archive with no particular plan, just to see what was there, what kind of materials I could expect to find. Couldn't do that because of the pandemic, obviously. Archives were closed, and even if they had been open, I would not have wanted to travel to those archives. And so you know, I was looking at these online things, and I came across this collection of documents that was really very compelling. So much so that I ordered a bound volume, volume 1. There are over 100 volumes in this collection. It's called The War of the Rebellion, the Official Records of the Union and Confederate Armies. So volume 1 arrives at my pandemic fortress out on Long Island. I did, in fact, disinfect it before opening the package. You laugh, but remember those days, you know? So, and I started to read, and I really found this very compelling. This book, Volume 1, contains hundreds of documents from those first months leading up to the bombardment of Fort Sumter. Hundreds of documents scrupulously curated in chronological order so that you have letter, response, telegram, response, and so forth in this sort of inexorable drive to the start of the Civil War. It's almost a suspense novel in itself, all actual documents. And as a writer, I can tell you, writer of nonfiction, I can tell you that this never happens, that somebody gives you your chronology, your narrative framework. So I started thinking even more seriously about this and started working on a book proposal. But it was when on January 6, 2021, when the events of that day occurred, and I watched these unfold from my office in New York, it was then that I really became committed to this idea, because it suddenly occurred to me that this is not an idea from the past. This is an idea that has really a lot of currency today. The documents that I was reading, some of them could have been written back in early 2021. I mean, in 1861, the two moments of gravest national concern before the start of the Civil War were, would the electoral count be certified? Would that come off without a hitch? Mm-hmm. Would Lincoln's inauguration occur as scheduled on March 4th, or would Southern militias invade Washington and seize the Capitol before that? So a lot of parallels, and that's when I really became committed.